Hi everybody, it's Alex Newton from K-lytics, today with the Kindle market trends for July 2017. So let's have a look. First of all, I have some breaking news. Amazon reduces the transparency of search results. They already did this once, but the protests were so big that they reverted the trends. But now it seems to be permanent. So what is the issue? The issue has to do with what is displayed on the sidebar when you search for something or when you simply browse through categories on Amazon Kindle. What it used to be was when you clicked on any of the categories, you would also get a display like this of the number of book titles in a category or the number of book titles for a specific search results and in which categories the search results were distributed. So for example, when you clicked on science fiction and fantasy, then on fantasy, you got here a display here at the point in time when the screenshot was taken. The book category alternative history contained about 9,500 books in the category. And that is a very important information because it gives you a measure of competitiveness of each of these categories. Or when you do it for a specific search term, it gives you a feel of in what categories the competitors have placed their books about the same topic. And what the sidebar looks like now is this. Any additional detail is gone. So on first sight, you have no measure for how big or small each of the categories are. Or when you type in a certain search, you do not immediately get a display of where in what categories the results are found. The good news is you can still get to the information with a trick, but it's pretty cumbersome and it takes a little bit of time to do. So I will explain it in a different dedicated video on this issue. But in any case, no worries, K-lytics got you covered, because we go through that cumbersome process for you and just present you the results. So when you go into, for example, the K-lytics basic category report, and in there you go to the section degree of competition where we measure the number of titles, you still get the full information, the number in this case of English-speaking titles for each of the main Kindle categories. Or if you are a K-lytics Premium or Elite member and go to the report section like this, you will still have for each of the 3,000 sub and sub-sub categories the information here on the competitive intensity in this column here. So if you wanted to find out the, say, smallest categories in science fiction, you could still, you can continue to filter for science fiction categories and then simply filter in ascending order for the smallest categories in sci-fi. So every month we go through this process for you. As said, watch out for an additional blog post video where I take you through the process of how you can still get to that information manually. So with this, back to our monthly report, let's look at the K-lytics July report on some of the sales volume trends for the big categories. In fiction, romance recovered from the recent dip. We already reported about it, but you see here now the recent trend is pointing back up again, also here with the July data where we maintained that higher level of sales. Romance ebook prices, well, there's good and bad news. Bad news is this is here the 18 months history, and if you were to put a line through this, you see that the romance ebook prices have come under pressure, and there weren't 2 times where the average price in the top 100 bestsellers has been pressed below $3. We've had it here in November 2016 and just in June. Good news is short term, the prices seem to have recovered at least back to the average level of around $3 in the top 100. Then the second highest selling genre on Kindle, mystery, thriller, suspense. It's been very stable up here with an average sales rank of around 250 to 150 here, ranking very high, but we've seen here now a slight dip in the recent 2 months. But I think it's nothing to worry about. I believe it will recover. And the other big fact about mystery, thriller, suspense is that if you look at our recent custom research report about it, here we go, which we had just finished this June, And remember the strategy maps that we do for all the many sub and sub categories. We found that basically all of the sub and sub categories in the main category mystery, thriller, suspense fall into our strategy map, into the green zone of very attractive niches where the level of sales outweighs the level of competition to a significant extent. So let's not get bogged down by this short-term dip. It's still a super attractive category to be in on Amazon Kindle. And the other factor in favor of this genre is that the ebook prices in mystery, thriller, suspense have been very high and stable, or high in relative terms. You see here, compared to romance, this is here an average of around $5.50, and it's been very stable. Then also science fiction and fantasy is showing stable, high sales. You see here the average sales rank of the top 100 bestseller list is around a sales rank of 300 to 400. And also if you look at the price levels, okay, we've seen this spike here in July 2016. We've come back down to a more normal level, but still here the prices are between $4.50, $5 on average. Then let's have a quick look at the mixed fiction, non-fiction genre, so specifically teen and young adult. Here it's trending up recently, and we'll do a new report on teen and young adult soon. See, compared to the other categories, it goes a bit more through peaks and valleys, and here it's been recently, the last half a year, we've seen this upward motion here again. And for those of you who are in kids ebooks, we have here the seasonality where the peaks are always at Christmas and in summer. We currently have the lower summer peak, and then you should get ready for the Christmas season, obviously, where we expect the next peak. And in nonfiction, the self-help sale, while nonfiction as a whole has been suffering a bit, self-help sales are showing an all-time high. It's been very stable here, and we've just about to publish our updated self-help personal skills transformation genre report, which you're going to have in the K-lytics shop shortly, or in the members area if you're a member. As always, no need to keep notes. If you're not a member yet, you can get one free download here, a free copy at klytics.com/free-report. That's klytics.com/free-report. And of course, I welcome you, if you're not a member, to have a look here at klytics.com, that's spelled with a hyphen, to check us out. So much for today. This is Alex Newton from K-lytics, ebook market intelligence for success.